while you're away on maternity leave, you can use the opportunity to reskill or to upskill, so that by the time you are, you're getting to the end of your leave, you will not be left out, and you're not coming back as, who you were maybe 2 months, 3 months, 4 months ago. And so it's very important to do that. I was reading an article, and then a woman in the UK talked about how after she came back from maternity leave, she was denied like a promotion, and on the basis of she is now caring for a child, and they cannot trust her with that position. So it was given to her male counterpart. And this happens a lot. I can imagine if that is happening in the UK, how much more a society where, we haven't moved much in that aspect. And the funny thing is that a lot of people are silent about it. Yeah. I was seeing an Instagram post, and then I think it's from an employer this time around. It says, do you employ married women with kids? And then some people, in the comment section, they were talking about, that struggle. In my organization, we let them go. In the organization, yes, it happens. Wow. And I made a screenshot of that post. I was like, oh, really? So this is really what people are talking about. How about we begin to see that women issues are not just in terms of childcare, it's about human rights issues. Yeah. And then so because they have that say physiological demand that they give birth, they need to give birth at some point in their lives, they shouldn't be denied access to economic equality. They shouldn't be denied access to growth. And because if you remove women's contribution to the economy, then what do we have? Exactly. So these are like issues that need to be addressed. There are many instances where, because women are on maternity leave, then their male counterparts, are promoted, and then they get better pays, better opportunities at life. That should be addressed.
So you seem to be hammering on this maternity.
That was the scenario.
Okay, so yeah. Okay, so you actually made a scenario. You said something while you were talking, and you said that you. Okay, so if you remember correctly what you said, you were saying that when you are on maternity leave, they need to upskill.
Yes.
Okay, so you were saying, so I would like to inform everyone that is listening to this and is watching this that she's actually talking from experience. Because for me, if I'm the one saying this, like, okay, even when you're on maternity leave, you have to upskill, people will look at me like, okay, have you had the experience before? Do you understand? Yeah. So I'm saying this because some people say, look at her, she's saying, you think it's that easy? Like, have you even ever been there? Excuse me, she has been there. In fact, she knows about it. Yes. So that's why she can talk about it. So, for example, if you are thinking about it, you're saying that, okay, how am I going to do it? I'm going on maternity leave, but then I'm due for promotion when I get back. How do I, do it? Don't stay far away from what you do. Like, keep up. If possible, try to ask. I feel like you should ask people at work, okay, what's going on, and be updated, because if you are updated, you stay up updated.
So even if you're going to maybe start a business, you still need like relevant skills. So maybe you reskill, you just get the relevant things that you need to be able to function adequately. And that is very important, because we're talking about say what people can do for you. How about what you can do for yourself as well?
Thank you so much. Dear listeners, dear watchers, so would like to hear from you, right? We said a lot of things, and we definitely want to know what you think. So right now, there's a poll on our page. You can check on LinkedIn. You can check on Instagram. You see a poll. We need you to answer that poll. We need you to take part in that poll. What do you think is the biggest challenge facing women today? There are a number of options, and we want to know what you think. What do you think is the biggest challenge for women? There are various options, and if you have your own option that is not part of the options, please comment in the comment section. So thank you very much, ladies. I feel like this has been so insightful for me, and for as many people that need to hear all of these things that we're saying. Now let's go to the practical steps. Now, how do we turn data into action? Right? So First of all, I'll ask Eno, how can corporate professionals leverage research-backed policies for workplace inclusion?
Okay. Research back policies
Yes.
for workplace inclusion. Yeah, getting this information generally, asking questions would help you know what's going on. Um, it depends on kind of company you work in, but you can always ask. I believe there are policies in places that everyone should be aware of. If you feel your company doesn't have these policies that help women to make sure that the gender pay inequality is addressed, you can also suggest it to them. For the maternity um, issue, we can also mention it to HR. I believe it's a company that has good human resources professionals as well. They understand where this is coming from. But generally, letting people understand why it's important, why women are also important to the companies generally, helps in leveraging this inclusion generally.
Thank
Women
you.
are important in our societies, they are important in our businesses because if everywhere it's only men. You know how boring it can get.
Yeah, of course. Of course, everybody has their own importance, but as much as men are important, women are also important. We're not saying that everything should be, we should focus on women. We're just saying that in everything, let's not look at it as per, okay, so because I feel like the reason why a lot of organizations are focusing on the men is because they feel it is the man that provides for the family. Well, newsflash,
provide.
that was in the past though. Now, women are providers. It's not just men. Even when there's a man present in the home, a woman maybe, it's not up to you to decide as organizations that okay, so because it is a patriarchal thing, we should empower the men more. No, empower everyone. Just like they used to say before, they used to send only the male child to school. Now, because people realize that it's not just some male children when they send them to school, it's even the female children that they equally send to school that is even doing much more
Better.
than the male child. So we should not seclude the women at all when it comes to professionalism. Thank you very much, Eno. So the next question is going to be going to Kemi. How can entrepreneurs use data? How can entrepreneurs use data to scale their businesses?
Okay. Oh, well, in many ways, let me answer vaguely first. And then, so entrepreneurs need data. In fact, it's not just an option, it's now a necessity that business people, entrepreneurs need to leverage the right information and the right, facts about the environments in which they play to improve their businesses and to scale. How does this work? For instance, you need information about what is going on in your business environment. What are the policies in place? What are the do's and don'ts? What are the factors that may hinder or encourage your business or, help your business to grow? That's about the macro environment. Also, in terms of your target audience, who may be your user, if you're providing goods or services, your customers, what are their taste and fashion? What are the changes that that are going on in the environment? This information would help also to make strategic decisions of the business. And we should not forget that at the heart of every business is the consumer. And so when businesses, entrepreneurs they understand the kind of things that their consumers need, and then so they churn out solutions that meet that need, and that automatically scales the business. So another thing I'll talk about is the service, the kind of service delivery. So entrepreneurs can understand the trends in customer service. Gone are the days when you have to attend to everything by yourself. And as a business owner, now you can automate some. Now you will know when you should come in, to resolve certain consumer say inquiries. So data is very important for entrepreneurs to be able to scale because it gives like the right direction for actions, and it also helps with strategy. You don't want to try and then fail, try, fail, and because that leads to losses already. Every business wants to, make profit. So entrepreneurs can save, I'll call it fail fast by using informed, data. Yes.
And they can also give out surveys, conduct surveys among their customers, give feedback forms, what they can improve on as well in their businesses. Because the more they get feedback from their customers who they have served, the more they can improve their business as well.
Absolutely.
Thank you very much. So, finally, how can women at the grassroots, how can they use data to advocate for policies that will improve their economic standing?
So I would say in some way, women do this, although they may not do this at a large scale. Why do I say that? So data for grassroots women would be information, say at their association level. Yeah. So it's not going to be one or essays. It's going to be for people in this business, these are the kind of loans, these are the kind of grants that you can access. They already have that.
Like cooperatives.
Yes, cooperatives, associations, Thankfully, if they attend their associations, then they can have access to those kind of information. However, they can do better. Women at the grassroots level should be encouraged, to learn more about their business environment, even in their own little way. They should also be encouraged to also access, support even from their peers. In terms of what works. That data helps you to, strategize. You've seen what works. You are getting observable facts about what has not worked in the past. So you do not repeat the mistakes of the past. So at the grassroots level, they can do peer-to-peer kind of challenge that would help them improve their businesses.
As you mentioned that peer-to-peer challenge, in my area, the hairdressers are now I noticed it since last year. They have their associations, but they also are noticing those who are more technologically driven and improving themselves. There are always new hairstyles coming up. Some people will say, no, I only know the regular shuku and weaving. I cannot do braids. Meanwhile, there are others that do all the styles, from dreadlocks to normal braids to crochet and
even to the weaving.
And even to the weaving. And because they've upskilled themselves and become better, and they even have TikTok accounts where they show their videos of their hairstyles. Because of this, a lot of people are they are getting more customers. Meanwhile, the ones still sitting down doing the local style,
the ones that refuse to change due to time,
they are still stuck on their regular customers that maybe the old women that just want to do something. But the youths, the teenagers are going straight to the ones that are more technologically driven. And that's also something. The more you upskill, the more you understand that you cannot be in the times are changing, trends are improving. People are going from only doing weaving and normal threading to I'm using hairdressing now because that's something at the grassroots that I know. And meanwhile, there are people doing locks. A lot of different hairstyles are always coming out, practically every day. And some of this, people, the hairdressers that have become more technologically driven, they have TikTok accounts, they have Instagram accounts. These are women in some very wonderful neighborhoods. On a good day, nobody is thinking. I'm saying it because if you get there, you not think people. But they have more advanced like that from Ikeja here to their place because they are a bit cheaper and they do clean work.
Definitely.
And then because they advertise a lot online, you don't know who will see it. Sometimes some people come to see their grandparents around and they say, this store now, I used to follow you on Instagram. I'm coming to make my hair.
Exactly.
Those kind of things. So because there's no way you cannot improve. If you don't improve yourself, you will always be down at the barrel of the food chain. But the more you improve, the more you grow, the more you also increase your income as well and learn. So learning also helps. Being understanding the times, following the trends, and knowing what's going on around you also helps as well.
So I just want to add that so women at the grassroots level must also make use, they must leverage on their support systems, and support systems come in terms of these associations we're talking about. So if there's any improvement that is required, it's taken like more seriously when it comes at say at an association level.
True.
Than when individuals are complaining and saying, this is my challenge and all of that. So with all of this data or information that they have access to, they can leverage their unions, their women's group, their association, to also push that to say local government, and if they want to influence policy decisions in terms of their businesses, they can make use of that support. Yes, very important.
Thank you, ladies, very much. I really enjoyed this session, and I really wish that we can go on, but because of our time, we are, very pressed on time. Our time is fast spent, and we need to go. We need to go. So, as we wrap up, let's remember that empowering women through data is not just an option, it is a necessity. And that being said, I would like you to give your 2 cents. Are you going to be advising an organization based on what we talked about, or you just want to say something to the women out there in just 30 seconds?
Okay, so let me advise organizations, given the scenarios I spoke about, gender inequality in terms of women going on maternity leave, for instance. Organizations must embrace the tide, the changes, and ensure that they are accommodating of both male and female employees. And so their policies must be like revisited to see if there are any discriminatory, laws, or if there's a company culture that is still, enhancing that inequality gap between both genders. So I would advise businesses to companies to be inclusive, and also to improve, information, like in terms of onboarding. Let your employees, let them know what they have access to, let them know what they can enjoy working with you, and it would go a long way to bridge this gap, and also help women to be able to reach like their full potential if they have access to all of these privileges. And it's no longer like an option. It's their right really to have access to all of this. So I'll just advise organizations not to discriminate against women, especially at the workplace.
That's what about 30 minutes, but it's okay. It's okay. So let's have you now.
Okay, so for me, for the women-led businesses, data is important. Data helps make with business growth, understanding what your customers want and need, understanding everything they require, because would help you grow your business, because a satisfied customer would always refer others and will always come back.
Yeah.
So and data helps you do this. So understanding where what your client, your customers face and what they need improved on would also help you. Would help increase your business income. Would help bring in more customers generally. So data is really important for businesses as well.
Okay. Okay. Thank you so much, ladies. I'm going to say my own one thing. And it's just going to be very simple. When women have access to data, right, they make better decisions for their businesses, for their careers, and for their communities, even their families. right?
Yeah, sure.
So, that is going to be a wrap on this webinar, and we actually did enjoy ourselves.
Yeah.
Didn't we?
Yes, we did.
Yes, I actually did enjoy myself. So stay engaged with us. We are Webaptic. We are Webaptic Intelligence, and we're in the market research industry, and want to join the conversation for this International Women's Day. We want to know what you think. We would like to have your comments, your whatever it is that you want to see. Please bring it on. We're on social media, on Instagram, on Facebook, on LinkedIn. Follow us. Follow us. Yes, follow us. And we would also, of course, we would respond if you have questions. We have Kemi here and Eno here. They are very much active on LinkedIn. And you can, ask them questions. You can also follow them to see many of the things that they talk about. So thank you for being a part of this session. Let's continue to accelerate action, because that's the theme for this International Women's Day. Let's continue to accelerate action and shape a future together, right? Where women are very important. And for this, I'd like the three of us to wish you Happy International Women's Day. In 3, 2, 1. Happy International Women's Day. We wish you well. Stay locked. Until next time, stay with us. Bye.
Thank you.